Hello everyone! Today we're going to be discussing one of the topics that I decided on my community tab. Recently I posted to my community tab asking everyone how they would like for me to start doing a community discussion. I post a topic or a question and I asked everyone what are some ways to incorporate your spiritual beliefs into your hobbies and daily activities? So the first response was pretty long and it had some really good information. I'm not going to read the whole comment, but I'm going to post it on screen for you to read, and you can also check out the community post. And so yeah, I'm going to basically summarize what was said. Okay, so this one mentions that you can write down the words that you come across and you don't really understand when you're reading the scriptures, and you can search it up and try to read those same scriptures over after you've learned the word. So now you're reading in context. That's a really good tip. Yeah, that's really great. And the rest of it says you can, for an activity, experiment with planting seeds that you may have in your household and learn how they grow. That's a really good thing to learn, especially in these days. A lot of us are starting to see the importance of growing your own food, and it just starts with one seed, basically. For a hobby, you could find clothes that you may have that are torn and resew them, and you can create new clothing out of them. Now, I really like that one. I used to sew a lot when I was younger. I still know how to sew, but I don't sew as often. It can be difficult, but any hobby has things that you have to learn how to do and skills that you need to build in order to really perfect what you're doing. But I really like this comment. It's very helpful. Okay, so the next comment says, you can go on a nature walk and observe the movements of Yah's creations. Record them or draw them. And that's a really, really great tip. Drawing, you can draw them in your journal, and recording doesn't always mean taking a camera. You can take your journal and write down the things that you notice, the patterns and everything. And, you can even create a story out of it, or a poem, or anything. Now, I'm not much of a journaler. I write poetry and stories and things, but I don't really journal as much. But for those of you out there who may keep a diary, a journal, or just a personal notes book, then this is the tip for you. Now, the next comment says biblically themed art. Now, I know something about biblically themed art because last year my sister and I, we did the Inktober challenge, and we would choose a scripture. We each chose our own scripture, and we basically did Inktober, and I'll link some of those videos in the description. We didn't really do the entire month. Doing a challenge like that is really good to increase your skills, your portfolio, but it's also good if you incorporate the word of the Most High in it. And so that's what we did when we did Inktober. And this month, November, I saw a post on Instagram where someone has this new challenge called Bruvember, and it's where every day you get a scripture prompt and you make an artwork for it. Now, so far I've done 2 artworks, so I've missed out on pretty much most of it. But anyways, the rest of the comment says working out to gospel rap, and that's really good too as well. Now, on Instagram, I got 2 responses, and hopefully as we do this discussion, more people will be willing to share. And if you want to, you can suggest questions yourself. But anyways, back to the topic. On Instagram, someone says, I try to listen to messages while creating art, but this is a really good question. Thank you. Yeah, I really like to listen to messages or listen to scriptures while I'm doing things. So sometimes I'll be drawing, I'll have my headphones on, or I'll just be playing the Bible into the air. While I'm working outside, a lot of times I'm just listening to music, but playing scriptures in your headphones privately is a really good way to incorporate your beliefs into your hobbies, because when you play it out loud, it's easy for another person to step in and kind of distract you from what you're listening to. But when you're listening to it in headphones, people know to really kind of leave you alone a little, and you get to have that private thought process and understanding when you're listening to the scripture in your headphones. So I really like to do that, and I really like what this person shared. The next one says, writing scriptures on sticky notes around the house to be reminded daily. Now that's really good, especially if you spend a lot of time in your house and you like wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and you see a nice encouraging scripture right there on the mirror or in the medicine cabinet and whatnot. Put them anywhere. I've seen some people who actually sell artwork where there's a scripture on it. I actually created a few myself, and here's one of them. This is the original painting. Not sure if you can see the scripture, but it's in Wisdom of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus for some of you. But it says, the root of wisdom is to fear Yahuwah, and the branches thereof are long life. So yeah, if you have art like that hanging around, you'll really be reminded of the word of the Most High on a daily, hourly basis, basically. Well, thank you all for sharing your tips and your ideas and contributing to this discussion. I hope to see you all next time, and hopefully more people will begin to join in the discussion as we continue on. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. Check my community tab for information on things that I'm working on and upcoming discussions like this one.